AI layoffs as an economic bellwether. So we talked about Microsoft.
Yeah.
They're laying off a lot of people. So mass layoffs at Microsoft. Is this a push that the whole AI industry is getting restructured?
Yeah, I felt sorry for the lady who made her announcement that she was being laid off as the lead of AI at Microsoft. Shout out to everybody at headquarters. But yes, I'm kind of, you are the lead of AI. At some point, you have to figure out what can you do to make sure you don't get caught in that buzzsaw. Because the premise of AI is to have the intelligence be so effective that I won't need a certain amount of employees. So I think, especially with them being the leader in the space, they kind of made it okay to usher in these layoffs. So I wouldn't be surprised if other companies, some that we may have affiliation to, will do the same in the next quarter.
Also,
Allegedly. So if you're in one of these organizations, I would definitely figure out ways with the AI to be almost like a maestro of AI to make sure that you don't get laid off or that you can land somewhere else. But I do think in order to keep profit margins lean, a lot of companies for sure over the next two or 3 quarters are going to begin laying off people as well.
I'm with you. I think this is one of those situations when you look at layoffs, it goes into a couple of categories. One being performance based, other one being efficiency based. And when we saw the layoffs happen in 2023, it was like, okay, what's happening here? A lot of it was performance based because of the lack of efficiency.
For sure.
And I don't want to take anybody, like every person that lost. It's unfortunate, right? They lost. I think Microsoft cut 6,000 jobs. Amazon announced that they were cutting back jobs. CrowdStrike said they're laying off 5% of their workforce. Google said they're releasing one of their AI teams. So it's happening. And what you're seeing over and over is that companies are trying to incorporate AI. Like that's the focus. But we know AI does 2 things, right? It makes scalability a higher opportunity, and it talks about efficiency. And so if efficiency and scalability at the forefront, and we're creating the technology to make us do that, they're going to be casualties of that. And that's what we're seeing at this point. And I like that you said that there are a few other companies that we may be friends with.
For sure.
We can say it over and over again. AI is not going to replace jobs. It's going to replace the people who don't use it effectively, right? So even in the Microsoft quote, when you read the report, it was like, look, we're trying to get fewer and fewer managers for fewer and fewer departments, right? How far can we go with less?
Well, it's gonna replace jobs.
Yeah, that's the only pushback I was going to give.
Not all jobs.
A lot.
It will replace the people who don't incorporate it and try to run from it.
I mean, but the lady who was the lead of AI, you can argue she was hella effective.
Sometimes you can't incorporate it. It doesn't. Well, some jobs are just unincorporatable. It's just the AI is just the better solution.
It's going to be more efficient.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Now the goal is how do we figure out how do we incorporate? Right. Some of them are not going to be incorporable. How do we find a skill set that we have that can be incorporated in that space?
Well, there's going to
be better go right to Google or Cisco.
There's going to be millions of casualties of AI.
They're going to be, but opportunities are going to be presented as well.
For sure.
Yeah.
But we can't act like this isn't going to be a global tsunami of it's an economic
layoffs.
Crisis. It's an economic crisis.
There are definitely going to be more layoffs.
Economic crisis for low-skilled workers,
yes,
even high-skilled workers.
I was going to say even middle managers,
high-skilled workers. What did what you call it?
Where? Tell me the place.
Microsoft. Founder.
Oh, Bill Gates.
Bill Gates.
Bill Gates said that 2 of the biggest industries that will be affected and jobs that will be taken away in the next 10 years are teachers and doctors.
Healthcare and education. Yep.
That would be high skill workers.
High skill. And on top of that, coders is over with.
Yes, doctors.
Oh, a teacher. I mean, teachers are high skilled on a certain level. I mean, you got to get a master's degree in New York to be a teacher, right? Right?
Subjective.
I'm just asking a question. Do you have to?
You can work with a bachelor's.
But how long?
It depends. Private school, you don't have to. You can stay there. if you're in public school, they make you get a master's after 3 years or 4 years.
So in New York City,
but even that is
in New
like
York,
subjective.
For most public school, after 3 years, you got to get a master's degree.
Yes. Does that mean high skill though?
I'm just saying.
I'm
saying,
splitting hairs. Yes.
No, I'm saying from being in the profession.
Yeah, of course, the vast majority of people in America don't have a master's degree though.
Yep.
Okay.
So you would think that you go to school for that long of a period, you've created a certain level of mastery in your field.
Maybe.
The issue is at scale, and we just got to say it. The country's collapsing, so we can't afford to hire people, have pensions or 401ks how we used to. You don't have to pay AI a 401k. There's no entitlements, no social security, no retirement plan that has to be attached to it. I would rather front load the investment into AI for then in 10 years, if the debt continues to go up and the economy is not doing as well, I can still sustain my business without having to have human capital in here. I can use artificial intelligence as a replacement.
Yeah, this
is
like
it's a pairing trade.
Here's how it's trending. In 2023, there were 264,000 tech employees laid off. Right. This is from layoffs.com. This is crazy. They have an actual site that tracks this. In 2024, the number dropped to 153,000 layoffs. Like, again, I'm being sensitive. These are actual people, right? This year, 61,000, just over 61,000 tech layoffs. So the trend is going down, probably because of AI being incorporated, right? And maybe that trend goes down, or that, like from what you're saying, that this trend goes up. We'll see. I mean, but over the past 3 years, the trend has gone down for layoffs in technology.
Even Zuckerberg said 40% of coding at Facebook
at Meta
is going to be done by AI. That means 40% of the coders are going to be not there anymore. And those are high skilled workers.
Those are high skilled workers.
For sure.
So
a lot of vibe coding.
How can you exist?
Hate
why are you? The real question is, why are you needed? I think that will be the question that all these
you got to learn
huge tech and adjacent companies. Why are you needed?
And even if you don't work in tech, you got to learn artificial intelligence. Once again, hate to beat that horse, but get your tickets to InvestFest. Artificial intelligence, major part of this year's curriculum that we're going to be teaching. Because if you don't know how to actually implement AI for your every day-to-day use, how are you going to compete in the world where artificial intelligence is doing everything? Having a job is one thing, but you need AI just to be able to function as a human being at this point.
A record $8.9 trillion of government debt will mature over the next year. It needs to be refinanced. Currently at $36 trillion, the country is bankrupt. No one wants to say it. This is the reason why. Why did he have to go to Saudi to get investment from the Saudis into our technology? He did one of the best. You got to give him credit. He did one of the best capital raises in the history of entrepreneurship.
600 billion.
But why did you have to go there to get it if our tech is so great?
Why did you go there? Expansion.
You're broke. The country's broke.
we need a new liquidity event.
For sure. Because all the capital here is dry. And no one discussed how much ownership do I get as a result. The cap table definitely was not talked about. I'm going to send you a plane and let me get my load. But what do I know? Get your tickets to InvestFest. Get your tickets to InvestFest.
Smiley face emoji.
It's almost over now.